Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brittany of BrittanyJJones.com. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, welcome. I hope that you will like what you see and subscribe below for more. In today's video, I am going to be sharing 5 easy to sew patterns. In my opinion, these patterns are going to be great for the beginner to advanced beginner range. And obviously, if you're past that, you can definitely sew these too. But if you are new to sewing, or maybe you've been sewing for a while, maybe you haven't tried a commercial pattern before and you want to get started, I think this would be really good patterns to try. So let's go ahead and get started. The first pattern that I'm going to start with is Simplicity 9701. This pattern is by Mimi G. What I like about this pattern is I think this would be great for an advanced beginner. Maybe if you're ready to start attaching facings and linings, this is a great pattern to try. Another reason why I picked this pattern is because they have it kind of listed on their pattern levels as a very easy pattern. So that's always good to look to see what does the pattern brand listed as. It goes from very easy to average to advanced. So definitely make sure that you're checking that out, because even though it says easy, it may be something else that's very easy that you may prefer to start sewing with. I also like this because it comes with a sew along video, and that just helps with answering questions. To maybe you don't know what reinforcing is, or if you don't know what stay stitching and understitching is, that's all covered in the sew along. So you'll kind of see, like understitching, you can see it being done. That just helps you just get better with learning techniques as opposed to trying to learn them on your own. If someone is showing you how to do it, I'll take a visual any day. That's just me personally. But if you're going to show me, yes, that just helps me learn it faster. The last reason why I picked this one for this video is because it has 5 pattern pieces. That's a win. If you're starting out, you want something no more than 5 pattern pieces. Anything over than that, is it really that easy? I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't recommend that for a beginner or an advanced beginner. Maybe advanced, but not so much. You still want to keep the pattern pieces low. I feel like when you're just starting out, you're learning, you want to do stuff, I won't say quick and fast, but long, lengthy projects. I don't know, they can kind of mess with you a little bit, especially if you're not 100% sure, or if you're not confident in what you're doing. You don't want to discourage yourself by getting a pattern that has a lot of pieces, even though they say it's easy. It's still, even small things like that can really mess up for people who are beginning to sew. If the pattern has 10 pieces, but they didn't realize it was one that was maybe 3 pieces, that, they can whip up and have that instant that confidence boost, because that's what it's all about. If you're confident and you're just growing and getting better, you'll keep doing it. But if you're defeated from the gate, it's kind of hard unless you really just absolutely love it and you're determined to do it. But that's what I would say about that. Look for patterns that have maybe 5 or under pattern pieces if you are in that beginner, advanced beginner sewing level. So again, Simplicity 9701, I do recommend this for an advanced beginner or someone that's ready to start attaching linings and facings. This would be a good one. The next pattern on my list is Simplicity 9717. This is an easy to sew pattern. This one here is listed as easy, not very easy, but it's still in that easy category. You have a women's knit top, cardigan, and skirt. So this is like a little wardrobe pattern here. You can pair these pieces together or make them and wear them as separates. This is just a really great pattern, I think, for beginners, because you can literally sew every piece on here and, like I said, have a whole little look, or you have some separate. So this is a great one, I think, that you can start with. I have the guide sheet here. There's a total of 13 pattern pieces, but hear me out. For view A, which is the tank, you only have 4 pattern pieces. So it still falls into that, good beginner project, garment project to start with. For the skirt, you have 4 pattern pieces: the front, the back, the waistband, and the tie belt. For the cardigan, you have 5. So each one of these pieces on this pattern, I think are great for beginners, because it's not a lot of pattern pieces. It's not 13 pieces for one, it's 13 pieces and you get 3 looks here. So I really do like this pattern. Like I said, it's very easy. It is knit fabric. So knit fabrics, Depending on who you talk to will say that it's a great fabric to start working with, because depending if you make a mistake or not, it may still fit. While on the other hand, people may say start out with wovens, because sometimes sewing with knits can be a little tricky if you're a beginner. So it's really a toss-up, honestly. Depending on, like I said, who you talk to, they may say stay away from knits, but you may talk to someone else that says start with knits. So honestly, I recommend that you start with what you like. If you wear a lot of tanks and a lot of pull-on knit garments, then start with the knit project. If you see yourself wearing a lot of maybe just tops like this, maybe like boxy tees, or maybe gathered skirt, start with the woven project, which is just a fabric that doesn't stretch. This is all about you. It's all about your journey. Yes, you can listen to people's and take their opinions, but also do what works best for you, okay? So again, Simplicity 9717, I think it's a great pattern. And again, it is available in the misses sizes as well. Next pattern up, this is Simplicity 9757, another easy to sew pattern. I think this one is really cute. It's really trendy. If you are into kind of crop tops and skirts, I think this is a great one to try out. What I like about this skirt on view D is that it has some ruching on the side, so that may be a great technique for an advanced beginner. Even on view B, it has the ruching on the side and that mock neck. That's something that's good to learn, because you need to learn how to cut into curves so that everything lays nice and flat. So those are just good little techniques and things to learn as you're sewing. So I do think this pattern is great for beginners. Again, it is an easy pattern. It is a knit top, skirt, and it's in 2 lengths. I feel like a lot of these projects are knit. I may have to do one for woven then, because this is very knit heavy. But yeah, I think this is really great. I think it's perfect for the season. I think this is one of their summer patterns. So I really do like that. Let me pull out the guide so we can just look here. You have 9 pattern pieces in here. Again, I think that's great for a beginner or an advanced beginner. You'll be able to kind of get through the project. I won't say quickly, because I'm not all about fast sewing and getting things done fast, but it's not something that's going to take you a week to sew. I feel like you can probably get through it depending on your schedule, 2 days, 3 days at max. But it shouldn't take you a week, not unless you're just super, super busy. But for view A, it's 2 pieces. For view B, it's 2 pieces. You literally have the front and back. So it's really, these are great projects, I think, to sew. And like I said, once you start sewing easy projects, you just get more confident in yourself, more confident in your skills, and that's where the growth happens. So it's okay to start with projects that just have 2 pattern pieces. Go for it. Make 10 of them. I guarantee you the 10th one is going to be better than the first one. So no one's judging. At least I'm not anyway. No one's judging, okay? So again, Simplicity 9757. Pattern number 4 in my 5 patterns is Simplicity 9751 and Simplicity 9752. I may need to make another video. I feel like all these were Simplicity. They were Simplicity. I like this because these actually say 1 hour. These are 1 hour projects. I think these patterns, they're the same exact styles. One is just in the misses, the other one is in the women's. This is a knit skirt and pants in 2 different lengths. Listen, the knit skirts and the knit tops are very easy projects to sew with, but also a nice little gathered skirt with an elastic waistband. That's more of a kind of an advanced beginner, but you can definitely knock out some easy knit and woven projects. And yeah, like I said, just grow your confidence in it. But this again, Simplicity 9751. Let's pull it out. This is listed as very easy. Very easy. Let's look at the pattern. You have 7 pattern pieces. For view A, you have 3 pattern pieces, and 1 is including the elastic guide. So you don't even cut that out of fabric. For view B, you have 2. So the front and back is 1 pattern piece. So pattern piece number 4 is your front and your back. Like those, you can't go wrong with those if you're new to sewing. And then view C and D, they have 4. One of them is also including the elastic guide. So very easy. Like I said, try to keep your pattern pieces under 5 if you can. If you are new to sewing, again, you don't want to overwhelm yourself with a bunch of pieces that you have to keep up with. Keep the pattern pieces low, sew it up, learn, grow, and keep it moving. So that again is Simplicity 9751 and Simplicity 9752, a 1 hour project. 1 hour. We love that. Okay, the last one here, and this one here I've included just to kind of show you how easy things can go wrong when you are picking up patterns that say very easy if you are completely new to sewing. So this one right here is a 1960s vintage pattern. It says that it has 2 main pattern pieces, easy cut, easy sew. On the back of it, it's also listed as very easy, which is great. So you may get this and go home, get ready to sew. But when it comes down to looking at the notions, if you don't know how to install a zipper, that may defeat you. Or you may be up for the challenge. It can go either way, honestly, depending on who you are. It has buttons. It has seam binding. So these things you may or may not be ready for. If you are a complete beginner, it could be overwhelming. If you are an advanced beginner ready for it, you're like, bring it on. So like I said, it kind of depends on who you are and if you're up for the challenge or not, or if it could discourage you. So there's a couple things just to kind of look for, to take into account. Okay, I have the guide sheet out, so let's look at the pattern pieces. Okay. And the vintage reproduction patterns, their cutting layout is different from what you would see in like the ones that are just being produced today. In today's time, that's not vintage. So the wording can be a little bit different, but just keep that in mind. But the pattern pieces is 6. So we're still right there. And one of the pattern pieces include a pocket. So, I mean, it's a pocket, you know? I mean, it's a pattern piece nonetheless, but it's close to our 5 and under limit, right? So even though this is a very easy pattern and it only has 2 main pieces, and main pieces is like front, back, yoke, sleeve, collar. Those are some main pieces. You know, a pocket, you can decide if you want to add that or not. A tie belt, you may not want that, but you do need the front and the back. So they are right. It is 2 main pattern pieces, but as a total is 6. So it's still right there in our little limit of you don't want to have too much, because again, you may not want to do the pocket anyway. However, you do want to make sure that you are ready for the techniques. If you've only been doing elastic casings and you've mastered that, but you're not quite ready for buttonholes, but you maybe are ready for zippers, maybe you just want to find a pattern that just has a zipper. You know, you don't want to do zipper, buttonhole, binding. Okay, now we're doing too much. Let's reel it back in, okay? But again, you could be up for the challenge. You could be like, I'm sick of these elastic casings. I'm ready for a zipper. Bring on the pocket, bring on the tie belt, bring on the seam binding, bring on the button. Let's go. I'm doing it. And if you are, check out this Simplicity 9792 pattern. Well, that is all for the video, and I really do hope that you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can leave them down for me below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Blessings, everyone. Bye.